Welcome to you all, and thank you for tuning in, but most of all, welcome back to your children. It's just so lovely to see everyone back at school and their smiles. It's been a very different start to the term. We've now got 3 sittings for lunch. We're sitting in year groups, which the children are really enjoying. We are staying in our bubbles, and the children have taken this on board very quickly, much faster than the staff, I say, and they're being very, very sensible. In only 4 days, so much learning has taken place, and the children are really enjoying being back in class, doing that collaborative work, and we're just enjoying teaching them again. Thank you to you parents for reading through our long COVID document, dropping off your pupils, not coming into school, and if you do, you're being very sensible, socially distancing. I'm standing in my classroom now watching the 5:30 pick up, and everyone's 2 metres apart. That's great. We don't want to keep you out of school. We still want to hear from you. If you've got any questions or if you want to talk to us, we can set up a Zoom call. We are still here, and hopefully you'll be back in school soon. I just want to introduce the team. Mr. Keynes is here with me as Deputy Head Academic and Head of Maths. We're team sharing the Year 8 form. Year 7 is Mrs. Roberts, Head of Girls' Games, and Mr. Paul Moran, Head of English. And Year 6 is Mr. Pickering, Head of Science, and Mr. Wright, Head of SEN. Have a couple of changes. Mrs. Cole has diversified as well as teaching Latin, Greek. She's now teaching the history to Year 7 and Year 8. And Mrs. Stubbs has joined the team teaching history to Year 6. All the other staff remain the same. Oh, Mr. O'Reilly's also teaching French now, as well as music and drama. I'll go through my presentation in a minute. Just a couple of things. Saturday school will finish at 12:20 until matches resume, and we can't give you a date on that. We wish we could. The calendar did go out in the summer, and I know you were all really excited to see all those matches. But a lot of schools just are not wishing to travel at the moment, and as soon as we can, we'll let you know. There's a few changes to the calendar. The Halloween party is going to be on the Thursday the 15th and not the 14th as the boarding activity rota says. Now, priority for boarding will be given to Year 6, Year 7 and Year 8. We're sorry the Year 8 sculpture park trip couldn't take place tomorrow, but the sculpture park are not taking any group bookings. And that's all for me. Mr. Keynes is just going to say something at the end.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Grant. I just wanted to take a small piece of this video to mention senior schools. For parents of children in Year 6 and 7, if you've not yet thought about where you want your child to go, where they might like to go after Tonington, it'd be worthwhile doing so. The more time you've got, the better planning you can do. Your child will feel more confident as they go through school, knowing where they're going to go thereafter, and so on. We're very supportive in school. We can help you. We're experienced at helping children to get into the right senior school and indeed finding the right fit for the senior school, so you end up sending your child to a place where they're going to succeed for the next 5 years or so. Please just email or catch us on the driveway. Come and chat, and we can set up meetings either on Zoom at the moment or once lockdown's finished and so on. When things calm down, come and see us in the office, and we can discuss options. For Year 8 parents, many entrance exams take place shortly after Christmas. Some actually for the sports and so on will actually start in November. So you really need obviously to get ready for that. We will be preparing your children as best we can, but we need to know if you're not yet decided where you really want to send your child to, and then we'll do what we need to do. Speak to us if you're not sure yet. Okay, there's lots of people who don't know, especially with current circumstances. Come and talk or Zoom us and so on, and we'll give you the best advice we can. Okay. Thank you. Anne Grant.
So welcome to the upper prep. I'm briefly going to cover the following. I've introduced you to everyone and hopefully you get to meet them all soon. The daily routine, the uniform, the lessons. In the handbook that has been sent out to you earlier today, there's a brief overview of the topics per each subject. We'll talk a little bit about tests and prep and homework, games and matches when they resume, main events throughout the year, and boarding in general, and you have been sent the boarding handbook as well. Residential trips, which I'm really excited about because we've missed them this year. And then any questions, I'm sorry we're not live, but any questions, please come back to us over the next few days. School day starts at 8:30 with registration, but you can arrive from 7:30 and join the boarders' breakfast. And we have extended morning drop-off time to start from 8 o'clock. And most parents are dropping their children off, and now the children know where they're going, which is great. All year 6, 7 and 8 people have got homework diaries, and it is useful if you can just jot in their diaries what they're doing in the evening, particularly year 6 and year 7. Year 8, we're trying to get them to be a little bit more independent, so when they go off to their next schools. The schools day is long and busy, lots of very exciting lessons and activities, and so the school day runs till 4:30. You can pick up from 4:30, they can stay for prep till 5:30, they can stay for tea till 6:30, or the evening activity runs till 7:30, all children come aboard. It's very important that the children sign out. I think they're pretty good on a whole at signing out, and they'll come and find one of us. And if your children are ill, please can you let the school office know as soon as possible. Very important in these COVID times as well, that we know that children are well or not so well. Main events in the year, hopefully we're going to be action-packed. I'm not going to say too much about matches because I don't envisage them starting so at least till after half term, but the main events are our Halloween party, which I mentioned, which is going to be on the Thursday night, the fireworks party, which will be the first week back after half term, the Christmas play. Now, Mr. O'Healy has said that he's not going to do the Wizard of Oz because there's too many involved, and what he actually did last year with the year 8s during lockdown, and they did some monologues on Zoom, and they just worked so well. So Mr. O'Healy's got his thinking cap on. The Upper Prep Christmas party, which is for year 6, 7 and 8, on the last Tuesday, that is in the calendar. Their play in the summer, the Valentine's disco, the camp out, sports day and swimming gala, which we'll be really looking forward to next year. Boarding and evening activities, super opportunity for the children to extend their interest, find a new hobby. You have been sent a list of all the activities going on this term. And Miss Wainwright runs the boarding house alongside Miss Cross and the GAP students. We're very lucky we've got 2 GAP students from Sedbergh this year. We've got Miss Heathcote and Mr. Bowen, both very sporty and both ex-boarders from Sedbergh, so they really know what they're doing. Some nights are more popular, very important to book in for Friday nights and for those special activities I mentioned earlier. 6, 7 and 8 are going to be given priority for Friday nights. Just an example of evening activities, but you've actually been sent the list that was sent out last week. This was the camp out that we came to year before last. It was a lovely evening. Mr. Pickering and Mr. Wright actually excelled themselves at that, leading the campfire songs. Mr. Pickering, we found out, is a scout leader, so he knew all the ging gang hooly songs, and as you can see, there's a fire going there. Even the bus is involved. It was a lovely evening. Residential trips, we're really hoping they're going to go ahead next year. Year 6, the plan is to go to Durham School again. It has been very successful in the past. 2 or 3 days, they do have a shooting experience, first aid, battlefield surgeon, and had to go at some rowing up in Durham. And that's traditionally when we go to the House of Parliament as well, which is just an amazing trip. Year 7, we're looking at going to the Ardèche, doing some kayaking and high ropes again. Year 8 to the Cevennes, or possibly into the Alps using the gentleman that we didn't use this summer because it was cancelled. But there is a Via Ferrata there, and they'll be doing the usual activities: abseiling, caving, kayaking, bouldering, and some shopping. Wimbledon was cancelled this year, so I'm really hoping we get tickets again for Wimbledon. And then I'll have a dilemma whether I let the year 7s go or whether it will be the year 8s that missed out this year. So that's food for thought as and when we get tickets in March. So that's in the Ardèche. The group from 2 years ago, Tommy Machin there. Very hard to recognise those guys, but that's in the, oh, Jess is at the front, Jess Warner. That is Sleeping Under the Stars, and Benji's actually asleep there on the right. Fantastic evening, and if the weather's good, they're out all night and they're all asleep. That was early in the morning. That's on the Ardèche on the 2-day descent, and that's the first person waking up. It looks like Thea Patmore to me. These are amazing trips that really mould the children, really help them, really take them outside their comfort zone. And that's the year 8 walking across the zip line on the Via Ferrata. Any questions? I look forward to hearing from you. Please email and let us know. Thank you for listening. Have a good evening.